Hi everyone and welcome back to another what we ate this week video. This is a little bit of a shorter video because I was actually away for the weekend. I'll tell you about that more in a minute. But tonight for dinner we're having soup and salad. I've still got some portions of this minestrone soup that I made a couple of months ago in the freezer. So we're having some of that and using that up. And I've also made us a tuna salad. I'm having mine now before I go to work and I've left Ali his. He just needs to heat up the soup. The salad's already made and covered in cling film in the fridge. And like I said before, I was away for the weekend. This is actually a clip that I just sent to Ali. I didn't intend to use it in my video, but I thought I would show you guys our hotel room because it was really nice. We stayed at the Moxie Hotel in Glasgow, right next to the SEC Armadillo and the OVO Arena. I highly recommend it if you're going to any of these arenas. It was a lovely room. We stayed in a family room, so it had a sofa bed and then a separate room for the double bed, and each room had a television in it and the coffee machine. I was so happy about the coffee machine. The room was £97 for one night, and that included breakfast the following morning, which was like a breakfast buffet. And we also got a welcome drink included in that as well, which was some sort of gin-based cocktail. And we were in Glasgow because I was there to see Tracey and I'm. I'd taken my niece's party her 18th birthday, which was last year. Tracey and I'm is a drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. You know I love RuPaul's Drag Race. And I absolutely love Tracey and I'm. It was such a good night. I really enjoyed myself. For dinner tonight I'm having something quick and easy before I go to work, which is fish and chips and mushy peas. I wish I had made my own chips to go with this because the only ones that I had in the freezer were the McCain's French fries, and I would have rather had proper chips to go with this. Today for dinner I'm making some homemade quiche, which I don't do very often. I can't remember the last time I done this, but the first thing that I have to do is either the night before or early in the morning. In this case it's early in the morning. I make the pastry. I'm just making a homemade short crust pastry. It's really easy to do, especially if you have a food processor. The general rule when making pastry, this kind of pastry, is you use half the amount of fat as you do to flour. So I've got 500 grams of plain flour in my food processor, and I add 250 grams of butter to that. I also add salt and pepper to this as well. This will make several pastry cases, at least 3, possibly 4, which is what I want. And then I whiz that up until it's like fine breadcrumbs. And then I start slowly adding little bits of water. I don't have a measurement for this, I just add it until the pastry starts coming together and is soft to touch but not sticky. You also don't want it too crumbly either because that means it's too dry. When that's done, I just tip it out and knead it into a little ball, and then I put it in the fridge covered in cling film until I'm ready to use it. I think the minimum you would want to leave it in the fridge for is 2 hours. And when I'm ready to start making the quiche, I roll out the pastry. I only take what pastry I need for one case off of the ball, and then I've lined a quiche dish with some baking sheets. It's just easier to take it out that way. And then I line it with the pastry as well. And I don't show this, but I do add another little sheet of baking parchment and some baking beans, and then I bake it in the oven at 180 for about 15 to 20 minutes. While that's baking in the oven, I prepare the quiche mixture. So I want to make several quiches, so I'm using double of what I would want to use for one quiche. I add 10 eggs to a bowl and whisk them up, 400 ml of double cream, 200 ml of milk, and some salt and pepper. And like I said, that's double of what I would normally use, so if you want to just make one, just half that. I have pre-cooked some bacon, so when the pastry is cooked, I add the bacon and then some cheese, and then I fill it up with the quiche mixture. You could also just put the ingredients in the quiche mixture, but I'm making different flavours of quiche, so it's easier just to add the ingredients separately before I add the quiche mixture. And then that goes in the oven for about 40 minutes at 180. I'm so chuffed with myself. This is probably the best one of my quiches has ever looked. I think I'm definitely getting better with cutting the pastry. Sometimes I just leave too much on top because I'm scared it'll shrink too much. So we have the cheese and bacon quiche, or the quiche Lorraine, with some buttery new potatoes and a corn on the cob, and it's so flipping good. This quiche does not last long. Ali has some for his supper and his lunch the next couple of days. I make 2 quiches for us, one's still in the oven at the minute. The other one is a cheese and onion one, and I also make a cheese and onion one for my sister-in-law because I can't make homemade quiche without making one for my sister-in-law. I'd be taking my life into my own hands if I made quiche and she found out that I hadn't sent one over to her. So I didn't film our dinner last night because we had the quiche again. We had the cheese and onion quiche with some chips and beans for dinner last night. And tonight for dinner, I've got some of this corned beef hash that I made a couple of weeks ago, and I had a portion left in the freezer. Ali's not actually here for dinner tonight, so it's just me, myself and I. And this is what I wanted. I'm obsessed with corned beef hash at the minute. I would eat it every night if I could. So I'm just having that with some beans, and that's my dinner tonight. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like it if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.